On this week's episode of The Paw, we'll be trying out Northwest Rankin's forms of self-care.
We'll also give a special inside look on a very important academy here at Northwest.
This week in sports, we'll be talking to Mr. White about the less heard of sports teams at the school.
And end it all with a special game of Change My Mind.
All that and more on this week's episode of The Paw.
Now we all know Northwest is all about its prestigious academy.
Whether it's health science, business, media, or engineering, the academies at Northwest all strive for greatness.
The academy we don't see a lot of though, the Teacher Academy.
What do they do? Who are its members? And who are the teachers for it?
Chloe answers these questions in an exclusive look at Northwest Teacher Academy.
So the Teacher Academy is actually called Educator Preparation. That is a new term that we are using for this school year. And basically what the academy is it's preparing students to become future educators. It was formerly called the Teacher Academy, however, the name change occurred so that we can incorporate more people into the field of education. So it may just not be teachers, it's people who might want to be counselors or coaches or all sorts of other things. So it's just to prepare students who are interested in entering the field of education. The way that the academy is set up is that there are 4 years. Each year builds off of the other years. So the very first year that students are in the academy, their 9th grade year, they focus on like the history of education and just the basics of educational theories. The more that they get into the program, by junior and senior year, we're doing lesson planning, we're creating units, we're teaching. We're going out to the elementary school to do observations and field experience hours. So they start with they have to get a foundation of what education is about, and then they actually start to put their knowledge into practice. The Educator Preparation Academy is so important, not just for our school, but for education in general. The field of education is so important because we are responsible for creating the future. We are responsible for teaching students how to think and how to be good, productive citizens. And we need good people to continue on this journey with us.
This academy is really for anyone who's looking for anything in the educational field, whether it's from principal to counselor to teacher, coaches. This is for anyone who wants to inspire a student like a teacher has inspired you. So in 8th grade, when applications went out, this has always been my dream, like, work field, I guess is the word. All the teachers past, like, up to now have inspired me to be the person I am, and I want to be that for someone else. For Miss White, her classroom, it's not like a regular classroom, it's more of a hands-on, visual, interactive classroom. It's not just come in and do busy work, it's get to know, become comfortable with the classroom, feel welcome, so that you're able to perform your best.
So what do you like to do for self-care?
Okay, so I like to clean my room, wash my face, and take a shower, because when I feel clean, it makes me happy.
Skincare has always been important to me. Ever since I've researched good skincare, my face has looked so much better, and I feel way more confident.
So what do you like to do for self-care?
Well, I like to go on walks while listening to music. It really helps me cool off. A bonus point if it's in the rain. I don't know, I just like the sound of it.
One of my favorite things to do for my healthy habits is waking up early in the morning or going midday and going for a walk. And one of my favorite things about it is listening to music because it gets me hyped and ready for the day.
So what do you like to do for self-care?
Well, I like to have a little picnic by myself and watch the sunset, and sometimes I might have a nice little drink, or I like to have a book with me or journal, the basics.
I really enjoyed going on a picnic with the book. It was really fun reading this new book that I got and I haven't had a chance to sit down with yet. There were a lot of little bugs out there and it was really fun to watch the wildlife while I read. Overall, I would highly recommend going on a picnic with the book. It's very relaxing.
Now, we'll throw it to sports with Alexis.
Hey guys, I'm Alexis and here's what's been happening in Cougar Sports. First, we want to send out a congratulations to Natalie Whitehead, who set the all-time school record for the 5K at the Clinton Era Invitational 2 weeks ago. She placed 6th overall out of 225 runners with a time of 20:57. The cross-country Cougars hosted the Fleet Feet Invitational last week. The boys took first place while the girls placed second. The boys grabbed 4 of the top 5 spots and the girls had 3 runners placed in the top 10. Congrats to Aiden Christian, Dylan Harley, Christopher Shields, Taylor Shipper on their 1st, 2nd, 4th, and 5th place winners. Congrats to Natalie Whitehead, Amelia Galago, Kalia McCain on their 2nd, 7th, and 10th place finishes. Congrats are also in order for the Northwest Rankin volleyball team. The Cougars finished 6-0 in the region play last Saturday, sweeping Pearl to grab the district title. They solidified their place as top seed in the playoffs and closed out the regular season this week against Ridgeland and Madison Central. They also had a bye for the first round and will host the winners of D'Iberville and Petal next Thursday. The NWR swim team wrapped up their regular season on Monday at the NWR Invitation. Girls team took first place and the boys finished third. Congrats to these swimmers who will be qualified to compete this South State October 15th in Biloxi. Avery Alexander, Lainey Doe, Bella Lawrence, Lady Kate Lawrence, Sarah McGahee, Macy Swartz, Gracie Taylor, Keziah Wheat, Elijah Adams, JT Holsey, Zach Taylor, Patrick Torres, and Cooper Ware. The Cougar football team is 2-0 in district play after winning over Meridian 2 weeks ago and a win over Terry last Friday. Several Cougars stepped up in the big ways to help lead the team to these wins, including Dylan Lewis. In the last 2 games, Lewis had collected 396 yards on 69 carries and 5 touchdowns. Those stats have led to 2 consecutive weeks nominated for the Blitz 16 Player of the Week. Wes White has competed just over half of his passes, collected 245 yards, and been responsible for 4 touchdowns. Brendan Brown has 58 yards on 5 receptions and 2 touchdowns. And Javian Krupp had a big game against Meridian with 162 on 9 receptions and 2 touchdowns. On the defensive side of the ball, Fabian Key and Octavius Hunt led in tackles with 17 and 16 respectively. The Cougars are back at home this week as they host Warren Central in another district showdown. All kickoffs have been moved to 7 p.m. starting this Friday, so be sure to be there early. Finally, a little-known sport is making a statement this year in the first real action since before COVID. The Northwest Rankin eSports team led by Mr. White is elbow deep in the season, now taking opponents down left and right. Finn caught up with the team and Mr. White to find out what it's all about.
Really wanted to start an eSports team because I had spoken with them about, I know Miles played competitively Super Smash Brothers on the weekends, and then I found out that they offer Super Smash Brothers for eSports, especially in the state of Mississippi.
All we knew going into it was that Pearl got second last year.
And other people went through this as well, but it just never got off the ground. Last year, when Pearl won the state championship in Rocket League, that kind of lit a fire under me and the administration saying, let's get an esports team. If they can do this, we need to be doing this. And the first people I thought of were Miles and Joey.
We have no idea how good anybody is, how bad anybody is, you know. It could be best players ever, you know, and then go to people who barely know how to press the jump button.
The whole experience of the the esports team and how it's developed into me becoming a founder and co-captain with one of my best friends has been the most exciting experience out of all of this.
That's it for sports this week. Back to you, McKenna and Avery.
We know it can be hard to sway someone's opinion, especially if it's a strong one.
But to change Ryan's opinion has to be the hardest.
Come with us to a special game of Change My Mind.
Alright, school lunch is nasty. Change my mind.
School lunch is delicious. Do you know why?
Why?
Because anything free is good in this economy.
Alright, so change my mind. Is water wet?
Water is not wet, and it's not wet because something can't be wet unless water touches it. I'm serious. Water in itself is not wet, but if I spill water on the table, then the table's wet.
But if you put water in another cup of water, it's still wet and you just put it in water.
Because the water.
So water is wet.
Because the water touched the cup. Water in itself is not wet. Like if water is just sitting.
So you're saying the cup is wet, but the stuff in the cup is dry.
No, it's not dry. It's
So
just
it's wet.
water.
If it's not dry, it's wet.
It doesn't have to be either one.
It
doesn't.
does.
There can be a middle ground. There's always a middle ground.
If it's not dry, it's wet.
Not necessarily.
Regardless.
No.
Period.
No.
For sure.
No.
I won.
Changed my mind. Sports is more important than education.
See, I see with like sports, you can go a long way, but like with education, you can make money, get jobs, you know what I'm saying, get a better career than like sports. But like sports, it's like a thing where like you can make over millions of dollars by playing something that you like and love. But like education is like, you can do the same thing, but you gotta work harder and work harder. And once you work harder for that, or what you wanna do, you can like, you know, just like get
What the fuck are you talking about?
And now it's time for Chloe's weekend forecast.
Hey guys, it's Chloe reporting from Northwest Rankin. Now let's get into this weekend's weather. On Friday, there's a high of 86 degrees, sun with occasional cloudy skies, and Friday night will keep cloudy with winds and a low of 58 degrees. On Saturday, the high will be 78 degrees, morning clouds and sunshine in the afternoon. Saturday night, we will have steady light winds, clear skies, and a low of 49 degrees. And on Sunday, the high will be 76 degrees with sunny skies. Sunday night will be mostly clear with light winds and a low of 49 degrees. All right, that's the weather.
That's it for this week.
Be sure to follow our social media for updates, extra content, and the newest episodes.
And we'll see you next time.